Hello and a warm welcome to another edition of To The Point. NDA government has travelled a path of 365 days, but has this journey been of achievement, or as many say, it's all about marketing or hype? I welcome Union Minister for IT and Communications, Mr. Ravi Shankar Prasad, on To The Point. Welcome, sir. So let me begin by asking you, how do you really look at this journey of last 1 year?
India is a country of hope from despair, optimism from gloom, if you ask me to convey in one line.
So you are in a position to say that Achhe Din has been converted to an Achha Varsh?
No, that I would not say. I would say, Achhe Din ki shuruaat ho gayi.
Okay.
We have to build more. That's how I will say that.
So coming to your most hyped Digital India program, what is this Digital India program all about?
Digital India is designed to bridge the digital divide between digital haves and digital have-nots.
Okay.
We have got nearly 97.5 crore mobile phones in India. Very soon we will touch 100 crores in a population of 1.25 100 crores billion. Now we have got 30 crore internet connections in India.
Okay.
I am pushing it to be 50 crores in coming 2 years.
Okay.
My idea of Digital India is that a mason, a barber, a electrician, a puncharwala, an iron smith, all those doing work with their hand and experience can seek a better future through their smartphone.
Okay.
And that is happening in India. And what we are doing? Digital architecture as a utility for citizens of India, electronic delivery of services, and digital empowerment of the people of India.
But sir, it requires crores of money when you have to build the infrastructure for such a lofty program. Where are you going to get the funds from?
We have got Universal Obligation Fund by which we are erecting the entire broadband connectivity to 250,000 Gram Panchayats of India.
Okay.
If need be more money, we have come with a new report which the PM had constituted because the previous architecture had certain flaws.
But Mr. Prasad, are you also looking at a huge training program? Now, for example, what I saw in Uttar Pradesh, for example, Akhilesh Yadav government distributed laptops to the people of the state. But people didn't know that how to use a laptop. They didn't know what language to use.
Surely, why not? That's why this is digital literacy, Disha, which we are encouraging. In local content, 2 hours, 10 hours, 20 hours of training in terms of computer literacy. Common service centers. Recently, I called a meeting of all the ladies who are operating common service centers, more than 1 lakh plus in the country.
When you're talking about the Digital India campaign, there are issues like cybersecurity, e-waste management, which probably are the neglected sectors. At the moment, the government also is not talking about it too much.
Cybersecurity, we are addressing that in a very big manner.
Okay.
We have already come with a new group for that, a coordination center. The PM also flagged the issue in NASCOM meeting. So we are taking steps for that, and we have to work that. As far as e-waste is concerned, there are provisions in the Pollution Control Board. If something is required to be reinforced, we will do that. But let me tell you, Digital India, Skill India, and Make in India are the game-changing programs which will go hand in hand.
So, holy trinity of the NDA government. Okay, Mr. Prasad, I'm going to focus now to a company like BSNL. It suffered losses to the tune of 7,000 crore in 2014. The situation has slightly improved this year. But what about the quality of BSNL? The person on the street, if you talk to, BSNL aaj bhi sarkari hai, that's the impression he gets.
I'm happy you have asked me this question. When the Bajpayee government left power in 2004, I was the minister then. BSNL was having a profit of 10,000 crores. When I became minister again of this department in 2014, after 10 years, it was suffering a loss of 8,000 crore. Why? Who is responsible? MTNL was in profit till 2008. Today, it is on a debt of 16,000 crore. Therefore, someone somewhere were trying to ensure that these two bodies fail so that others may prosper.
So how are you going to ensure that this gap is filled in?
Therefore, I decided that I have to restore their health. BSNL today is ensuring installation of 25,000 new BTS all over the country, out of which 15,000 have been already installed. MTNL is also installing about 2,000 plus BTS in Delhi and Mumbai. And what I tell them, they did a wonderful job in Nepal quake. I asked them, they made the call local instead of international.
That was the only connection which was working in Nepal at that time.
They did a good job in Kashmir floods. And Chandrababu Naidu told me that they did a wonderful job in the Hadhad cyclone of Hyderabad, Andhra Pradesh. So I tell them, if in calamity you can work so well, why don't you work well now?
The most controversial aspect in the telecom sector which we saw, and that was the most talked about, net neutrality. Where is this situation right now?
You know, my house, Rajya Sabha, had a very exciting debate on this, a debate of great quality. And I regret to say, except Rajya Sabha TV, no national channel picked up the debate when I replied to it. My government is committed to ensure a non-discriminatory internet available to the people of India. Okay. As I said in the House, internet is one of the finest creations of human mind, but it cannot be allowed to become the monopoly of few.
But Mr. Prasad, for the first time we saw that a policy-related issue, it turned out into such a big dissent and an outcry. And Modi ji is seen as an icon for the youngsters as well. But we didn't see much of Modi ji talking about this. Any particular reason?
His minister was talking, no?
Okay.
His minister was assuring the country.
But don't you think that people would have...
No. Please listen to me. Try report is awaited. I have constituted a department's committee which is hearing the people. And I also told the House, and I am telling you, the final decision will be taken by me as the minister and the government and the cabinet.
But as a minister, do you admit that the way the issue was handled, maybe by TRAI, you call it I wouldn't call it an insensitivity of the bureaucrats, but because this issue was new to India and probably the bureaucrats were not ready to handle a situation like that?
There can be a view that could have been handled better. The privacy issue all ought not to have become public, though they have to make their objections public for response.
Right.
Even the world is grappling over it. Let me tell you, for the sake of the viewers, America framed a law, it is under challenge.
Right.
Chile has a law, Brazil has a law, many countries don't have a law. European Commission is grappling with it. But as far as India is concerned, I am proud of the great effort of the young people of India in changing the face of India in terms of IT and IT-enabled services.
At least India has shown that digitally they are not so nascent as they are considered to be. Well, Mr. Prasad, I have to take a break here. When we come back, we talk about the politics of the NDA government in the last 1 year. Back in a moment. Welcome back. You're watching To The Point with Union Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad. Mr. Prasad, when 2014 elections were happening, Rajnath ji at that point of time spoke at length, and also Modi ji talked at length about the black money issue. And it was promised to the people that 15,000 will be credited into the accounts of the people. But we still don't see that promise fulfilled if you see the last 1 year's journey.
First, you need to know what we have done. The SIT was constituted in the first cabinet meeting. I had talked to the media after that.
Right.
HSBC has given account holders name 627. 201 were genuine NRI people. Against 426, proper proceedings have started in the income tax proceedings. We have already passed a law whereby if you don't declare your account, you will be howled up with 300% penalty. And if you disclose, it will be 100% penalty.
But this is the action which your government has initially taken, you're talking about. But the stand which the BJP as an opposition party took and the stand which UPA is taking is almost the same.
We are talking of concrete action. SIT report is there before the Supreme Court. We are taking action. The Prime Minister talked about it in the G20 meeting. Today, Mr. Obama is also talking the same language.
But like you can't disclose the names of the people unless they are charged. It's almost the same stand as UP.
No. They were saying unless until they are charged. We are charging them. Mark the word. The difference is, ultimately we have to take all the evidence from these countries. Na? Right. They are saying, I told you, against 426 proceedings have started in HSBC case. The law we have framed. And we have also changed the Money Laundering Act. Whereunder, if you have a property in India, if you are having an accounts abroad or property abroad illegally, we can confiscate that.
But why is there a perception that it's not too much of an action which is visible, and it's more or less, it still sounds like an electoral gimmick or a chunavi jumla?
Not to convince the critics. The people of India are satisfied. Our intentions are clear and we are on the right path.
Coming to the various schemes which Modi ji has launched recently, there is a perception, a general perception, that these schemes had been in existence when UPA also was in power. Do you think that these schemes have been repackaged or remodeled, just giving it a different name?
First of all, Whatever pro-poor measures were there, the previous government was not working well. Therefore, they were thrown lock, stock and barrel and reduced to an all-time low of 44. Remember it.
Okay.
And thereafter, they lost Maharashtra, they lost Haryana, they lost Jharkhand, they lost Kashmir, and they were swept completely zero in Delhi. We also lost Delhi, but they got zero. Therefore, please, for heaven's sake, those who are claiming कि जो हमने क्या वही ला रहे हैं, उनकी बात आप वहीं छोड़ दीजिए. Now, what we have done, we believe in actual delivery. Jan Dhan Yojana, banking the unbanked. 14 crore accounts in 4 months. Can you believe it? And they are getting 1 lakh insurance cover. And there was no obligation to deposit any money. And the same people deposited 10 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, 12,000 crore.
And this can continue for the next 5 years. It's just not for elections.
Yes, A. B. Recently we came with Jan Suraksha. At rupees 12 per year, you get insurance cover in case of accidental death or loss of limbs, 2 lakh rupees. 344 rupees Jeevan Bima. Okay. Atal pension. We launched on the 9th of May. I had gone myself to Muzaffarpur in Bihar. All the ministers were in the field. PM was in Calcutta.
So what happens to these schemes? What happens to these schemes like Rajiv Gandhi Shilp Swasthya Yojana?
Listen, 7 crore people have got registered themselves. 7 crore people. Therefore, the scheme which Mr. Modi is launching is genuinely pro-poor, which the people of India are trusting.
Okay.
Try to understand my point.
Right.
That is the real issue. Whether you announce scheme for the sake of it or you deliver it.
But these schemes, as I asked you, were already existing and they were gathering dust. So maybe some work on this could have been done, but a different name has been given.
First of all, why it was not done, don't ask me.
Okay.
The people have given the reply.
Right.
Okay? They are 44
Right.
in the great Lok Sabha.
Agreed.
And very soon they will get the same status in the Rajya Sabha also. Okay? Be very clear about it. Okay. But as far as the other issue is concerned, good governance is the difference between promising and delivering. And good governance was completely, yes, their entire schemes were named after one family. I have no quarrel with that. But we have come with novel ideas, new scheme, with greater implementation. Otherwise, can you believe the same banking system, the same bank people, raising 14 crore account of poor in 4 months? Have you heard it? That's the difference we are making.
Of course, so what you're saying, people will be the best judge as to how these schemes are will be rolled out in the next 5 years. But sir, coming to the economic front, of course, there is a positive atmosphere as far as the business is concerned, investor sentiment is concerned. There is a certain positivity which everybody is agreeing to. But yes, there is a section which believes that economy is not doing too well when you talk about the value of rupee. Last year, when the value of rupee plummeted to about 66 rupees to a dollar, Modi ji was campaigning at that time and he said that the rupee was on a hospital ventilator. 1 year down the line, do you feel that the rupee has come out of the ventilator, or your government needs to work?
Not only the rupee has come out, the entire economy is on the growth path. How much of FDI has come in the last 1 year? Do you know it? 1,70,000 crores. Almost 40% high it has come.
But so the FIIs, the net flow of the outflow of the FIIs, it's about 817 crore. It's according to the statistics of a finance ministry.
1,70,000 crore rupees comes. If 800 crore rupees goes, you have a problem. FIIs come because of institutional investment in stock and also go back in terms of that. But today, India is a destination.
But so what about the agricultural sector? Has the growth not slumped from 3.7% to 1.1%? What is the reason according to you?
No, I must tell you. The recent calamity may have had some impact, but what we have done it straight away. That coverage entitlement has been reduced from 50 to 33% to get government benefit. The entire compensation we have raised double. And what novel scheme we are coming? Soil testing laboratory for all the farmers. They must know their earth needs what? Other kind of packages, modern tools of agriculture. Agriculture university, how many we have opened in the last 1 year? We have opened about 2 more.
But so when you talk about the farmers' sentiments, I'm telling you something very honestly, which I saw because I was on the ground doing a special report on land acquisition. Generally, farmers are not too happy with the way land acquisition bill has been dealt with.
I will tell you, we also remain on the ground. I am not questioning your perspective. There have been a campaign also. Let me tell you very clearly and categorically, Our land acquisition is more for the poor and the farmers, for making canals, for irrigation, for Pradhan Mantri.
But without the consent clause, without the consent?
For the Pradhan Mantri Gramin Sadak Yojana, for hostel for the Dalits and the poor and the Adivasis. And when we say industrial corridor, only 1 kilometer, do you want to make farmers only in perpetuity? There are problems. And the PM has said in his Man Ki Baat that initially only Banjar Jameen shall be taken. And fertile land shall be taken only in the case of compelling necessity. But no land shall be taken for private corporate sector without the consent clause. Only for the sake of infrastructure. And secondly, the previous government in the bill passed has ignored national highway, railway, electricity infrastructure from the obligation to be covered in the Act. We have brought in under the Act, isn't it?
But sir, how will you ensure that the 2011 scenario doesn't get repeated where the land was taken away, throwaway prices from the farmers and given away to the real estate developers? Do you have a safety net for that? Because that is the biggest factor which the farmers are fearing.
I totally agree with you. Therefore, why you are fastening the sins of 2011 when we were not in power? The previous government was in power. When the Prime Minister is saying, we are saying, only bare minimum land shall be taken for industrial corridor, for rural infrastructure like canal, like irrigation. There is a larger question I want to share with you. Do you want the son of a farmer to remain a farmer?
Not at all.
If a national corridor comes and 1 kilometer thereafter factories do come and we have made a provision कि जिसकी जमीन ली जाएगी उसके बच्चे को नौकरी मिलेगी. Mandatory.
But sir, there is another question to this. If a farmer's son is being given a job and if a farmer has 4 sons, one son is going to be given a job, what happens to the other 3 sons?
Others will do business, will supply ancillaries, participate in that.
In the area which the government is going to develop.
Obviously. You know, this is the point you must understand.
But so why are you not able to convince the farmers on this? If I am convinced, then why are the farmers not convinced?
The point is, if even you are not knowing till now, therefore a lot of ill information is there because of vested interest. We are talking. We are taking them on board. They are understanding that Congress and others were unleashed. And by the way, I'm sorry for being very personal. We had also seen a land model being acquired for a member of a particular family as to what happened with the rights of the poor farmers. So please, on this issue, and by the way, how many lands have been acquired in the country in the last, since independence?
So by when do you see the land bill coming, sailing through?
The FM has already said next week, there is a committee has been constituted, joint committee.
So hopefully by monsoon.
And the PM has clearly said that if certain more tangible suggestions are given, we are willing to consider.
Taking you away from the land bill now, coming to the core agendas of BJP, which the party has been talking about in its manifesto as well. For example, Article 370, Ram Mandir. What happens to these issues now? 1 year down the line, we don't see party talking too much about it, and especially post Jammu and Kashmir elections, it's like a lid on Article 370. Nobody's talking.
Core agenda is also an issue for Raj Sabha TV. Good. I'll take your query. Let me reply to it. I thought that your TV at least would be sparing these questions, but I don't mind. You know, Article 370 is a part of our manifesto. But when we have come to power in Jammu and Kashmir, our differences with Mufti ji's party is too well known. It is a coalition for good governance.
Okay.
Because the way the election results came. And what we said? We said, for the sake of providing good governance in Kashmir, which has eluded, they had won the valley, we had won the plains. Either we don't form the government, then it would have amounted to disowning the people's wish. Yes, separatists are also being put in jail, action is being taken, good governance attempts are being made. Mufti ji had asked me to come to Kashmir to see the entire connectivity part. I proposed to go there also.
So it's not because of political convenience that nobody is talking about in Article 370?
Yeah. But we don't compromise on our commitments. On the Ram Janmabhoomi issue, what we have said. Either you are talking to a person who argued the case of Ram Lalla in the Allahabad High Court, which we have won. There is already a decision by the court that where Ram Lalla is Virajman is the place Hindu wants, that there is he was born. And the other side failed to prove the existence of Babri Mosque. That is the finding. It is in Supreme Court. We'll win there as well. But what I had appealed then, we take the view that by consensus we can come to a conclusion. It will be good for India. We are making certain indirect efforts also for that. But as far as our commitment is concerned, that stands.
Okay. Mr. Prasad, would you agree that your party and your government actually gave Congress and Rahul Gandhi a political weapon when you dealt with the land bill? He actually came back with a completely rejuvenated...
Not the least. I understand Rajya Sabha TV is soft corner for Rahul Gandhi, no problem. I appreciate that. But the point is, a gentleman, after coming from unknown sabbatical to an unknown place...
And not only Rahul Gandhi, it's about other parties also, how they've come together on the land bill.
It is democracy. All of them have been defeated. Okay? Because of bad governance, because of corruption. What we are doing is for the sake of development of India. And once we have explained the position, the point is if Rahul Gandhi speaks something, you people show him too much. We only reply pro forma. And if Rahul Gandhi has been so important, he has campaigned everywhere and the Congress has lost everywhere, I tell him gently, please introspect more when you go abroad as to how you became 44. That's more important. He said, we are a suit boot ki sarkar. I said, we are not a suitcase sarkar. We say, as Mr. Jaitley said, it is a suit boot ki sarkar. Come on, what level the debate has stooped? I only say...
But on the suit boot bit, I think the government has already given it back to Rahul Gandhi by saying that suit boot ki sarkar, and that I think the matter is settled. But Mr. Prasad, I want to come now to the
something beyond Rahul Gandhi, come on.
No, of course. This is something. What I'm going to ask you now is beyond Rahul Gandhi.
I'm happy. At least Rajya Sabha TV is coming out of Rahul Gandhi.
I'm going to talk to you about the foreign policy efforts. There is no two ways about the fact that Modi ji has excelled the way he has dealt with the foreign policy. But the stickiest issue is the manner in which Pakistan, the policy towards Pakistan has been dealt with. What is clearly the stand? Because the picture is very cloudy. First we suspend the dialogue. We'd also talk about the cricket series. We sent our foreign secretary also on a SAARC summit. What is the real stand on Pakistan at the moment?
At least you have given left-handed compliment on foreign policy. That we have done something well.
Sir, I am
happy to note that.
I talked to you about the achievements of the NDA government in the first half of my segment.
Now, first you understand what Modi ji is doing. The difference between the previous government and this government is, India was a part of BRICS, and the world was saying that the eye of the BRICS, Brazil, India, Russia, is going down. And today Time magazine says, with a head cover story of Modi ji, India is destined to become a global power. The question is when Mr. Modi will take it. Okay. This is the perceptual difference. See the compassionate part. An earthquake happens in Nepal. Indian forces and medical aid is there in 2 hours' time. Okay. If there is a total collapse of the water system in that famous company by the side of Sri Lanka, Maldives, we send them water for 3 days. In Yemen, Indians are trapped amidst all the explosion. We rescue them, including American and French. Even America, France, Spain asked, please rescue our people in Nepal. Bangladesh, we have just a historic treaty, you know that. India
But some people say that all this was done to checkmate China as well.
The kind of reception Mr. Modi received in China, you have seen that, you know, something historic. India's stature as a power of great stability in the region and the world is emerging. As far as Pakistan is concerned, after all, there are problems of the past. We have said very clearly and categorically on the issue of terrorism, it is non-negotiable. But let me tell you, at times I see Rajya Sabha TV discussing on foreign affairs. We need to outgrow this Pakistan mindset. That is there.
So is the government also trying to do that?
No, let us hyphenate. India has a much bigger role. Indian foreign policy and a strategic initiative has a much bigger role beyond Pakistan.
So are we in a position to say that NDA government has grown out of this Pakistan mindset and thinking beyond, much beyond that?
Surely, why not?
And Pakistan is just a minuscule issue?
I will not say minuscule. It is an important issue. It is a neighbor. But whatever is required to is strategically addressed on the issue of terrorism, on the issue of cross-border terrorism, we will do. We want well of Pakistan. But India's stature as a strategic power is beyond Pakistan. And therefore, G20 countries are respecting and saying that India's growth rate today is the highest among G20 countries.
Coming to the Bihar elections, towards the last lap of my interview, Bihar elections are around the corner. Coming together of Janata Parivar, does it give jitters to BJP in any way, or it's just non-existent?
I think a divorce is taking place before the marriage itself in the parivar. Where is the united party? Where is the symbol? Come on, defeated, desperate people who are trying to gobble an alliance for political survival can never be lasting. In 40 Lok Sabha seats of Bihar, Nitish Kumar got reduced to 2, Laluji 4. And both were trying to stop the juggernaut of Narendra Modi ji. Bihar has travelled beyond. Okay. And I'm sure whenever elections of Bihar are held.
When you say beyond, are you also thinking beyond the caste arithmetic now?
Obviously. Okay. I know my state. Young people, aspirational people, caste will be important in some limited way. But people want good governance. People want development. And they know, Nitish Kumar opposed Lalu for 18 years and suddenly has trying to cobble like alliance with him. This is not going to last.
So if you are asked to be going to Bihar, maybe as a CM candidate, would you agree to do that? Or you're too much in love with your telecom ministry?
No. I am a party worker, least interested in going to become the chief minister. I am only wanting to make my party a successful, victorious party for the sake of development of my state.
Okay, agreed. I wish you all the best, Mr. Prasad. Thank you. And thanks a lot for coming on Rajya Sabha TV. So that's it on this episode of To The Point. See you next time with another personality. Goodbye and thanks for watching.